My name is Mike Bush. I'm the Senior Director of Newspaper Operations for the Evansville Courier and Press. I've been here for 31 years. The Courier itself was established in 1845, and in 1906, and it was established as a morning paper, and in 1906, the Evansville Press began as an afternoon paper. In 1998, the Evansville Press was shut down, and it left us with just the morning paper. Well, the newspaper starts with two pieces of content, really. It's the editorial content, the stories, the articles that you read, the writers, the columnists, and the other piece of the equation is the advertising. So, an ad that runs in the paper. So that's the true beginning of it. Someone's got to provide us something to print. So that's the starting point. From that point, it goes into our pre-press department, and they take that content, lay it out in the format that you end up reading it in the pages, and output the plates that go on the press. When those plates get to the press room, they put them on the press, and of course we have the paper is webbed through the press. You have the ink that ends up getting on the plates, transferred to the paper, and that's when you get the readable product. From there, it goes out into the mailroom, which is the packaging center, more or less. They put together the bundles of papers, ship it out to the distributions team, who delivers it to the carriers, who turn around and deliver it to the customers. The majority of the paper, it's about a 12-hour cycle. Most of the content is done within that 12-hour cycle. Now, you could have a long-term story that's being developed where reporters are researching or what have you, but for the most part, what you see has happened over the past 12 hours. At its largest point, we printed about 120,000 Sunday papers. Today, we print right at about 55,000, but that's a bit deceptive number because those are print copies. Today, we reach as many readers as we ever have through both print and digital. So we reach about 7 out of every 10 adults in the core market, Evansville market, on a weekly basis. So readership or content is getting out to as many customers as ever today. A lot of our readers have switched from the printed copy to our online edition. We have a very good website. We have what's called the e-edition, which is an exact replica of the paper in digital format. So a lot of our subscribers have opted to read it digitally and not get the printed product. The future is probably going to, it's hard to tell because who saw, phones coming and that type of thing, but we feel like it's going to continue to grow digitally. The printed product will be around for a long time. We get that question a lot, but newspaper does very well with the readers and the community. We're the largest news outlet as far as readers and viewership, or readers, in this core market. So we're doing very well, but we will see that transition over to digital over the years. We're confident of that. But that's why we have a very good website to accommodate those that want to read it digitally.
I am an assistant foreman here in the press room. I oversee the things on the floor, make sure everything is in working order, and the main thing is we print the paper and put the paper out every day. And this is where all the information comes and it's put on the plates, and the plates are then put on the press, and the press is what prints it and put it on the paper and puts it out the door. Press room is very important. It's just as important as any other department. All departments are equally important. Without the press, you can't have the paper. It has to be, this is the printer. This is actually what, prints the paper and puts it out the door when all the other information comes in. This machine behind me, this is actually the press. This is the bottom part of the press. We have a upper, we have a middle, and then we have an upper. So the press is 3 levels. Where we're actually standing now is where the paper is loaded, and it runs up to where it's printed at. Upstairs is where the printing takes place. This is where the paper is loaded and fed up to where the printing takes place.
My name is Kim Fair. I'm the Assistant Technical Maintenance Manager, and I've been working here for close to 39 years. Starting off when we were down at our old plant on 2nd Line, we were what they called a letter press. It was a ink base, and we used a mechanical lockup. Today, we're considered a flexographic newspaper. We are water-based ink, so when you rub your hands across the paper now, you don't get ink smudge on your hands like you used to. Plus, we have magnetic lockups. It's a little quicker to plate up now. In our process, our plates are now made right from computer to plate. There's no cameras, no negatives anymore, so it's sped the process for making the plate up a lot easier too.